As a teenager, Chris Kennedy dreamed of being a professional skateboarder. Those ambitions skidded off track after he got involved in drugs and crime. But now, 10 years later, he's training the New Zealand Breakers development players while studying for a Masters in Sports Science and training for the Powerlifting World Championships in Sweden. Matt Chatterton and camera operator Claire Easton-Farrelly have the story of a young man with a checkered background moving towards a bright future.
Skateboarding has always been Chris Kennedy's passion. As a teenager, he'd spend hours practicing at his local skate park, dreaming of the big time. But at the age of 16, his life took a turn after he was expelled from boarding school for selling marijuana. It was the beginning of a battle with mental health, and 4 years later, he was in trouble with the law. He committed aggravated robbery in his hometown of Ashburton.
I think it was just a big spiral of events and constant thoughts in the head that I've been expelled from school, I've been living in my car, I don't have a job, I have nowhere to live, I'm a failure, I can't do this, I can't do that, just constantly thinking negative thoughts that, make you not think properly.
He walked out of the dairy with $100 and a packet of cigarettes. It wasn't a big haul, but in reality that wasn't the point. Chris wanted to be caught, and he rang the Crime Stoppers hotline to anonymously dob himself in. Despite being sentenced to just over 3 years in prison, Chris says the experience opened himself to new beginnings.
First day in, a couple of the Mongrel Mob members asked if I wanted to join in on their workout. So they took me through this real crazy leg workout, and it was very, very hard. I spewed up like probably 4 or 5 times. I got the nickname Chucky that day, and I just felt good after the workout. Like I just felt endorphins and good and all that kind of stuff.
Today, Chris spends a lot of time weight training in the gym. After serving a 2-year sentence, he enrolled to study sports sciences at SIT in Invercargill. That led to an opportunity to join the Southland Sharks basketball team as a strength and conditioning coach. After one season, Sharks coach Judd Flavel, who's also the Breakers' assistant coach, was convinced of Chris's abilities. Chris never disclosed his criminal past, partly because as a volunteer he didn't have to. But last year he decided to share his story on social media, much to the surprise of Flavel.
It caught me off guard, but by the end of it I just thought, wow, this guy's really turned things around, and to the point where I wouldn't even thought twice about that during my time with him, and I just think he's done an incredible job and inspiring for all of us too, but it's been amazing.
Finding a job outside of fitness and even getting car insurance is difficult for Chris because of his past. Prisoner welfare advocate Sir Kim Workman says he's not alone. Sir Kim says if the government is committed to reducing the prison population and stopping reoffending, it needs to look at initiatives similar to those in the US.
If someone applies for a government job with the federal government, they're not allowed to consider any previous conviction until such time as the person has been shortlisted for the job. And then when they are interviewed, they have the opportunity to give evidence as to how they have rehabilitated. They can provide references and so on, so that the matter can be properly considered.
Sir Kim and Chris are both hopeful that change is on the way. In the meantime, Chris will continue his studies, help out the Breakers, and pursue his other passion, powerlifting. In June, he's heading to the Powerlifting World Championships in Sweden, where he hopes he can finish within the top 3 in his weight class. Chris weighs just 74 kilograms, but can lift a combined total of over 700 kgs in 3 disciplines of the sport. He's ranked 2nd in his weight class and 6th overall in New Zealand. Not bad for a guy who just gave it a crack one day at the gym in Invercargill.
Yeah, we all did a competition, we all loved it, and then just wanted to carry on from then onwards.
And you've been hooked since?
Pretty much, yeah.
Beyond that, his ultimate goal is to one day work with inmates, helping guide them to success, much like he has achieved after prison. For Checkpoint, Matt Chatterton.